Charlie in a suit for a good majority of the times, right?
I didn't know about the red shirt. I walked out of my apartment today, and my girl was like, "Why do you look like a salsa instructor?" I'm like,
See, like, I saw it was ill when Saquon threw the ball. You were talking to him. You were giving him tips before?
Hell yeah. I just randomly, I was up talking to him, and I was like, hey, I hope you don't pull a 50 Cent out there. Yeah.
From whom did George Steinbrenner purchase the Yankees from? And 2 picks going for Charlie right now.
all right.
Back to back, huh?
So this is exactly why I love this pick.
The first overall pick?
Mm-hmm.
And for party people, for those of you who don't know out there, I know I always say Flex Hitless. That's what everybody always calls me. My wife always calls me Flex, but my real name is...
All right, Brain. You don't like me and I don't like you. But let's just do this and I can get back to killing you with beer.
You are now tuned into the Better Fantasy Bureau podcast.
This place is an untapped resource.
I love it!
With your host, Flex Hitless.
You must think I'm pretty stupid.
I'm dangerous. I'm very, very dangerous.
And Charlie Chase.
You're very good, You're goddamn right he is.
With special guest, Jeff Epstein.
Now it's your turn.
Okay, buddy, what's on your mind?
For the everyday fantasy sports player.
Now, I'm going to teach some kids a lesson.
You're a bunch of f***ing amateurs.
And now, on with the show, Party People.
What's up, party people? Welcome back. We're back here again with episode 5 of the Better Fantasy Bureau. I am your man, 50 Grand Flex Hitless, over here with my man, 100 Years.
Charlie Chase, baby. Welcome to episode 5.
And yes, and once again, here in the Better Fantasy Bureau, as we are growing, we have another special guest. Party people, round of applause for Jeff Epstein. What's going on, my man, Jeff?
What's up, fellas? How
What's
you guys
up,
doing?
Jeff? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for coming out, man.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, no, I know, you got a lot of things going on. You're kind of also a jack of all trades in a way. And, thanks for coming out here and, repping your Boom Cup shirt.
Always.
Always repping
Nice.
your...
Cannot.
And then Charlie's repping the suits.
Suits, yeah.
You're that guy, when you walk in, like, oh, the suit is here.
Looking dapper, though, man. Look
Yeah,
at that.
thank you, man. I appreciate it. YouTube is could see the suit.
Yeah, if you go on YouTube, you can if you go on YouTube and follow us and see us, you're gonna see Charlie in a suit for a good majority of the times, right?
I didn't know about the red shirt. I walked out of my apartment today, and my girl was like, "Why do you look like a salsa instructor?" I'm like, "Really, babe? A salsa instructor?" But we made it work, though.
Annabelle's
it's good.
funny.
Pocket squares looking clean.
I appreciate it, brother.
How's your sock game?
Sock game is good.
Well, I mean, we can't see.
No,
a
it's
little
actually it's kind of plain. It's laundry day today. Little plain
Oh.
Jane today.
So what color socks are they?
They're black and blue. Very plain.
Black and blue with the
Yeah.
maroon and black suit
Yeah, well, colorful.
and the
man.
pink trim on the white pocket square. All right, fair enough. And then I'm over here classic with our BFB shirt. Yes, once again, shout out to Moon for printing the shirts for us, the dry fit
Is
shirts.
that the Raider color line?
No. This is just black and white print. If it's Raiders, it'd be a gray or silver print.
All right. Kind of looks like the Raiders.
Well, silver, white is 2 totally different colors, Charlie.
Yeah, well, all right.
Get your eyes checked, get your fantasy stats straight. Let's get this going. And Jeff, like I said, once again, I'm really happy to have you here, and we know you've been a big supporter of this show. I remember you were like one of the first people that I brought to the attention. Are you one of the people too? I asked you about like, hey, what do you think of this logo?
Yeah.
What do you think of this
Kinda
name?
Going back and forth. And
Yeah,
brainstorming.
because I know you also as well to be like the hustler, like the entrepreneurish type, to be out there and to promote what you want to promote. And you with Boom Cups promote heavy.
Yeah, we go a little nuts.
Yeah, you're going a little nuts. You could get closer to the mic. Don't be scared, Jeff.
I got you.
So tell us a little bit more about Boom Cups. Let us know a little bit more about Boom Cups. How long has it been around? What's it about? What is a Boom Cup for people that can't see?
Of course. 2015, one of my best friends, Mike, he invented the cup. It's a 16-ounce clear plastic cup, and the cup has 5 different alcoholic drinks on it. And then each drink has fill lines, and it teaches you how to make an alcoholic drink. So we have a margarita on there. We have a Long Island iced tea on there. We have a Cosmo, a Manhattan. And then we have our own signature drink called an F-Boom, which has cinnamon whiskey, Red Bull. Oh, not necessarily Red Bull, energy drink, and apple juice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That tells you like all the counts for each liquor. Oh, that's cool.
You got the Red Boom Cups here, right?
Yeah.
Bring them out. Let's
of
bring them
course.
out. You got a sleeve here for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Oh, here we go.
So you fill the ice up to the ice line first.
Yeah, it says right there for if you're looking on YouTube, you'll see.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
you can't see too clearly, but at least you can see where we're holding up. It is a Boom Cup, so it's a nice clear cup. And these would be great for beer pong too, right?
Yeah, I mean, they work for beer pong. They work for pretty much anything. I mean, it's a multi-use cup. Obviously, people have barbecues, and they can use it just to pour soda in it. They can use it just to make whatever drink they want to make. But if you needed a little advice on how to make a margarita and you didn't know how, the cup makes it easy for you.
I know. I think it's great also that says Manhattan because I had no idea how to make a Manhattan.
Right. And I neither did I until we started researching it.
I remember because I had my my friend from Argentina that comes into New York every now and then to hang out with us, and he's a big Simpsons fan as well, and I'm a big Simpsons fan. There was an episode where Bart Simpson was bartending for the mob, and then Bart Simpson was known as making the best Manhattans in all of Springfield.
Oh, is that right?
And then when he asked me in Spanish, of course, like, how do you make a Manhattan? I was like, what do I know? And he's like, what kind of a New Yorker are you? And I was like, what kind of an alcoholic am I if I don't even know how to make a Manhattan? I couldn't, I mean, Charlie, you love Cosmos, I know, right?
No, definitely not a Cosmo guy. I'm more the martini guy, dirty.
All right.
But I'm looking at what's in a Long Island iced tea, and I never actually knew what was inside of it.
Pretty much
all
liquor.
Yeah.
When I was young in my college days, Long Island iced tea was the go-to because it was cheap, and
I
you could
think
just
that-
get banged off for like 3 drinks.
Yeah, I think that might have been my first drink legally.
Yeah,
was
naturally.
a Long Island iced tea,
Naturally.
right? You have to?
It's got vodka, it's got gin, it's got rum, it's
Yeah,
got soda, tequila, it's got everything.
I'm going to put Boom
Gets the
Cups
job done quick.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
in the front right there, and I'm going to move Opie because we got a couple. Every week I bring out little trinkets. So there we got Spider-Man as always, and I got Opie from Sons of Anarchy. I'm a big Opie fan, and we got Crossbones from the Marvel movie, which Charlie does not watch. So he doesn't know any of these guys. You even watched Sons of
Neither do
Anarchy?
I don't know anything.
Sons of
about
Anarchy,
Marvel.
no.
No?
Uh-uh.
All right. Well, we'll talk about you later with that. You I don't know what life you have outside of real estate and fantasy. And so but these Boom Cups great. So where can we get these?
Every party city in the country.
Every party city.
Every party city currently has
I know you guys were promoting it to be trying to get it. You were in a few for a little while.
Yeah.
And now you're
we
in
had a
every
trial.
single one.
We had a trial run with them, 25 stores only.
How did that
all
trial
around
one
the
work?
country. They basically gave us 25 random stores, and they said, we'll put one case in each store, and if we sold enough of our product, then they would guarantee us a nationwide deal.
How did you guys come up with the idea? Because I mean, it's simple, but it's like so genius.
And nobody has come out with this yet because it's the plastic
And
disposable
you guys,
cup.
it's patented?
Yeah, we have the patented. Yeah, of course we
Nice.
have all that. So my friend Mike was at a Christmas party, and I guess he asked for a margarita. And she didn't know how to.
How to
or
make
the
it.
bartender there didn't even know how to. Nobody knew how to. So he was kind of just like, looking at a plastic cup, probably a red cup, and was like, wouldn't that be cool if, drinks was on a cup and it told you how to make it or whatever?
Just came to
And
him.
then they started, taking a marker to paper, and they were like, drawing on stuff, and started, looking around, and there was
That's so
nothing
cool.
out there. There's stuff out there that's glass, but there's nothing plastic disposable.
Yeah.
And we sell our cups like that, 20 cups in a pack.
That's cool, man.
And it's
a cool story.
$2.99. I mean, if you're gonna buy red cups, you probably buy them for $2.99.
Right.
Why not buy ours? It's the same price,
Exactly.
and you get more for your.
It's more fun
Yeah,
also.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think no, this is awesome. I mean, we're holding a lot of draft parties. We're actually I'm actually just to announce it a little bit. I'm actually going to be DJing for my friend's tailgate party. For the party people that don't know, outside of this, I'm also a DJ.
Yeah.
And I'm actually DJing his tailgate party for my boy Roy. Shout out to Roy. I'm DJing Royapalooza, which is at the first home opener game for the Jets. He's a big Jets fan.
Okay.
So I would like to bring a couple of these.
Absolutely.
And,
we do a Jets tailgate every single year.
Every
the
single
last
year?
few years, we usually do it for the Miami Dolphins games.
The
And,
first one is
because I mean we get like group sales tickets, so we get tickets for a little bit cheaper. We buy like
Okay.
100 tickets. We do like a bunch of buses leave out of Long Island, and we charge like one price to somebody. Like it'll be like $125. That include a ticket,
Right.
bus ride there, bus ride back, includes beer, includes food, all that for one price.
Sick.
So we do that. We have a DJ, and we obviously Boom Cups is the only thing there. We have our
Right.
flags representing everything, and it's just a fun day tailgate. Everybody gets together, and
Hey, did you start promoting that yet or not yet?
not yet because we haven't picked the Jet game yet.
Okay.
But it's looking like it's going to be the Dolphins game again.
Okay, but that's the first game of the season.
Oh, is it?
That's why you
Yeah,
you know.
I might have to get on it.
So you might have to get on that quick
Yeah.
because that's coming
Well,
up.
we had so many
Jets
events
open,
going on over the
week
last
2.
Week
Wouldn't that be
week two. Well, I mean by first game of the season, I mean first home game of the season. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Charlie. Sorry.
First Jets home game is against the Dolphins.
Yeah. So because the first home game at MetLife Stadium is on week 1 is the Giants
Okay.
against the Jaguars.
So week 2 of NFL.
Week 2 of NFL is the Jets
Gotcha.
home game. Yeah, it's
So
against
probably
the
September
Dolphins.
14th around there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get on that.
So
the 16th.
16. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because I
right.
know the 15th is the fight. That's how I know the dates.
You know I'm not that smart.
Oh,
The
Triple G?
Canelo Triple G fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, is on the 15th.
Cool.
So you know days you go by whatever fight is going on, and that's how you
No, I
build
just,
your schedule.
well, that happens to be like a really big fight, so I know that's on
Yeah.
the 15th. So
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Oh no, that's dope. Yeah, no, like I said, I'm DJing Royal Palooza. My boy Roy does like a similar thing, just for like his friends. I mean, I know you're doing it with Boom Cups, his name on it, but this year it's gonna be we're partnered with a little bit, and we're doing it with the BFB name. You know, I'm gonna be there DJing, and we're giving out maybe some giveaways, some hats, and some shirts
At
and BFB
his game.
at his tailgate
his event. Yeah.
at his tailgate.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I also want to bring these too.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
to
I'll give
show
you
off
whatever
it.
you need.
Yeah. I need $1 million.
I said I'll give you whatever cups you need.
You didn't say, I got it. It's
If I had
legal. It's a
million,
binding
you know I
legal
got you,
contract.
Flex. I'm trying to get there.
Oh man. So anyways, so going forward with the rest of the show. Today we got a really fun show. I know when you picked this date and this segment, I was like, it's a fun show.
Cool.
That we have the draft day show. But aside from Boom Cups, you also work with the Yankees.
I am.
What do you do there again?
I work in the locker room, the visiting team locker room.
Visiting team locker room.
Do
So
the team's equipment.
okay.
Clubhouse staff is
That sounds like a fun job.
yeah, it is. It's cool.
So you have abilities, but of course you don't because you know you're good at your job, so you have it. But you could like do something to help us as Yankee fans, right? To give us the edge, like you know, like in Wedding Crashers, he puts the teardrops in the water so he can get him sick.
Yeah. You trying to get me fired, bro?
Nah, just joking. I know you wouldn't, obviously.
Of
If you
course
did, you
not.
would have got fired by now. It'd be on the news,
Put
but
some teardrops in like Moogie Betts Gatorade or something.
Never even crossed my mind.
yeah, no, I remember because you were the bat boy before, right?
I was, yeah.
You
Third
were the bat
baseball boy, bat boy. I did all that.
All that.
I'm
Were you a
little bit
bad
older
boy
now.
during like whatever?
07, 08, 09.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so I got to work the World
Nice.
Series in 09.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was the Philly bat boy, unfortunately. So it's like when the Yankees were winning at Game 6 at home, I couldn't jump for joy. I had to turn to my left and watch Shane Victorino crying. So,
That's awesome.
but I was cheering inside.
Yeah, that's cool stories though.
Yeah,
But you always get to like do like cool, awesome stuff when you're there. And you can see, like, I saw it was ill when Saquon threw the ball. You were talking to him. You were giving him tips before?
Hell yeah! I took a picture with him. He was really cool. He signed some things for me, and I just randomly I was up talking to him, and I was like, "Hey, I hope you don't don't pull a 50 Cent out there." And he's like, "Yo," he's like, "That's what I'm worried about." He's
Was that like the worst first pitch ever?
Yeah,
50.
borderline,
Yeah, Bard.
I can't imagine it being much worse.
Carl Lewis too. You ever seen Carl Lewis?
No, the runner.
Yeah, he's pretty bad too.
His was bad.
Is he?
Yeah,
No, I
look,
don't
look it
remember.
up on YouTube. It's actually pretty funny.
I mean, it's throwing a baseball is easy, but for some people it's not. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's if you
And
don't
would
do
think
it, you don't do it.
50's got like this gangster persona, and then you see him throw
just
like
probably
a
has
girl.
zero athleticism. Like Saquon was like, "Oh, is it like throwing a football?" And I was like, "Definitely not.
Definitely
not.
not.
Like,
No.
No, like put your weight into it."
Yeah.
So I'm like showing him like a couple motions and stuff, and then of course my boys that I work with, they're videoing me while I'm teaching Saquon how to throw. Meanwhile, I'm not a great thrower myself.
Right.
So they're just roasting me all day. They
Yeah,
have it
yeah.
on video now
But-
of me giving Saquon Barkley pitching tips.
Right.
It was a
Yeah.
cool video though when I saw it.
Yeah,
Good
no, it was
acting.
But you ever tried throwing like a baseball like after not throwing one for a while?
Yes.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
Like a football, I could not throw football for a year and I'll throw a perfect spiral. But a baseball,
Damn, I need you on my football team.
yeah, for sure.
I play 2-hand touch league in September.
All right.
I'll
We'll have a discussion
Get
after
you
the
some
pod.
tryouts.
I gotta admit, I'm not that great at throwing a football. I never was.
Yeah, I can't throw a good spiral.
I never was either. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
But baseball, I mean, if you haven't picked up a baseball in a couple of years, you might look like 50 out there.
Mm-hmm.
No,
You know what I mean?
Good.
nah. I could throw a baseball just fine.
Yeah,
Got no
all right.
problem with that. I'm a natural born athlete.
We're gonna have to put that to the test, Fletch.
No problem. Just like the game of pool you wanted to play me in that I smacked you in. It's all right.
Hey.
Hey. Anyway, so listen. So I want to start off. I know you had only like 1 or 2 balls on it. I'm kidding. Anyway, so I want to start off. We're gonna get going with the show right now. Because I want to take advantage of the situation that you worked for the Yankees.
Okay.
And because I always feel, kind of bad for Charlie because, I'm the Giants fan. Last week we had a Giants fan. You're a Giants fan.
I am.
And he's a Cowboys fan.
Ooh.
So he's always like, exactly. So he's always kind of like alone on an island. And
I
then
always get that reaction for some reason.
oh, yeah, when you're in New York and you're a Cowboys fan for some reason.
Listen, you'll be surprised how many Cowboy fans there are in the city, man.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
there's a
I know
lot.
there's a good amount. They're
MetLife Stadium is full of them.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm not surprised about it, but you can't be surprised at the reaction.
No. I
All
got
right.
it.
So what I'm saying is, I am a big Yankee fan. You're obviously a Yankee fan. You work for the Yankees.
Yes.
And Charlie is a Mets fan. So we're always like alone on an island in a sense. But now, to be clear, I am not a Mets hater. As long as the Mets aren't playing the Yankees, I want the Mets to win.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm not a Yankee hater either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not like in football where
you're just a flex hater.
I hate the Giants, I hate the Eagles, and I hate the Redskins. But in baseball, like if the Mets are out of it, which is usually the case by Memorial Day, then I could cheer for the Yankees.
Yeah.
All right. So what I want to take advantage of this show. So to start off with a warm up segment like we have every show, because today is our mock draft show, and that's the main thing of the show is doing mock draft. We're gonna have a live mock draft coming up in just a little bit. But just to start off this show, what I want to do is I would like to have a Subway Series trivia question between you two, between Jeff, the Yankees fan, and Charlie, the Mets fan. And
nice.
I want to ask
a little unexpected, but all right.
I'm going to ask Jeff some Yankee questions, and I'm going to ask Charlie some Mets questions, and we're going to see.
He might be a ringer, though. I mean, a bat boy. He works in the locker room, so. But whatever, I'll give it a shot.
Well, he's a Yankee, so that's already an advantage. So that's already it. So I didn't set up a drop for it, whatever. But what I do have, though, what I did set up is this little sound. So if you get something right, you'll get a sound. You get something wrong, you'll hear the sound, and we'll figure it out from there. We'll start off real quick with some really easy questions. Start off with just some really easy questions to get you guys warmed up a little bit about it. So, like Jeff, since you're our guest, I'll ask you first. Real easy question. When was the last time the Yankees won a World Series?
2009.
2009. Correct. And then, like I said, we're keeping it going with easy questions. Charlie, when was the last time the Mets have won a World Series?
86.
Right.
86, man.
Both 1 for 1.
1 for 1. Jeff, another easy question I'll give you. What team in any other sport has more championships than the Yankees?
0.
0, correct.
What's with these layups, man?
Well, I still got one for you too, Charlie. So, Charlie, what's the name Mets short for?
Metropolitans.
Metropolitans. Correct. All right, simple enough, easy enough. All right, let's get it rolling a little bit more. Let's get it a little bit more difficult here, okay? A tad bit more. Let's bring it up a little bit. Jeff, how many American League pennants do the Yankees have?
Ooh, 41?
Do you know the answer, Charlie?
Nope, but I'm a Met fan, so I don't need to know the answer.
40.
Oh.
You're off by 1. They have 40.
Off.
All right. Let's see. All right, let's ask. That was a so-so question. Let's ask you a so-so question.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie, why was it called Shea Stadium?
It was named after one of the I want to say one of the owners.
It was called Shea Stadium after William Shea, who was the lawyer who brought back the National League back to New York, because at the time we had the LA Dodgers and the New York Giants, who were part of New York, and they went out to the West Coast. So the only team in New York was the American League, New York Yankees, and he brought the National League back, which is a lawyer, and his name was William Shea.
That was a much harder question, but
that was not at all. Not for a Mets fan.
Right.
Mike over there is wearing a Mets shirt. I'm sure he knows.
How many pennants do the Mets have?
It's not that many.
All right, hold up. We're gonna ask again. All right. How about this one? Let's see about this, because I know you were around a lot for the Derek Jeter era.
Okay.
How old was Derek Jeter when he won Rookie of the Year?
When he won Rookie of the Year.
How old was he?
That was 96, so I'm going to say... Man, this is tough, bro.
I feel like 22? I know the answer to this.
Huh?
22?
Got it, Jeff. My man, Jeff. Jeff got one.
All right.
So
3-2. The pressure's on.
Jeff C. Okay. All right. So that's one. All right. No, well, the first two were easy. We're going to go 1-1. You said zero both. Let's see if I'll give you another one. I'll give you another kind of fairly easy one, I guess. But that one was a little tough. All right. Let's do this one. Who was the first baseman who caused that error for the Mets to win the World Series back in '86?
Who caused the error?
The first baseman. It was on the Boston Red Sox.
Bill Buckner.
Bill Buckner, correct.
How can you forget that call? Bumped by Buckner. Who could forget that?
All right, listen, I'll give you some more harder questions. I got a fairly more easy one for you, Jeff. Where did the Yankees host their spring training?
Tampa, Florida. Come on, man.
Tampa Bay. All right, come on, man. I'm not even going to put the smack.
He works for the team, Flex.
Oh, okay, all right.
A reminder.
I know where the Mets do spring training too.
Yeah, actually,
because I don't know. No, it's Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie. Yeah, actually.
Do I get a bonus point for that?
Nah, my family actually has actually has a house out there. All right, so then keep going on. All right, so I got a pretty good question for you. Okay, pretty decent one. Okay, who was the only Mets pitcher to win a game in the 2000 World Series, in the one where they played the Yankees? Who was the only starting pitcher to win a game
The only starting pitcher to win a game.
in that 2000 World Subway Series?
You know the answer? You got that look.
He's just happy he didn't have to answer.
Can't even think what that staff was.
2000. Can you give me like a multiple choice?
No, absolutely not. What are you Mets fans looking out for handouts? Well, this Met fan, once again, I don't hate Met fans.
2000.
I like Met fans.
World Series. I'm gonna say Al Leiter.
I'm gonna guess.
You want to take a guess at it?
That was incorrect. I'm assuming. I don't know. Steerike. Was it Tom Glavine?
No. John Franco.
Oh,
John Franco was the only Met to get a win.
that's like a trick question.
Yeah, who the hell's getting that?
All right, I got a kind of a good one for you, Jeff. Let's see if you get it. It's a little bit, I guess, a little more difficult.
Yeah.
From whom did George Steinbrenner purchase the Yankees from?
From who? Wow. No clue.
Not even a clue. Remember, I said from whom?
From whom? He purchased it from.
Would you read like the sports almanac before coming in here? Like, what's going
Well,
on?
yeah, I had to make sure my
He
questions were
purchased it
correct.
from the
Like-
guy that owned it before him.
Oh, you're technically not wrong, but unfortunately,
Steerike.
George Steinbrenner purchased the Yankees from CBS.
Did not know that.
That's how you know. All right, Charlie, who was the 2014 National League Rookie of the Year
2014 Rookie of the Year.
for the National League? Obviously, if you want a hint, it was a Mets player.
2014 Rookie of the Year. Why am I drawing a blank?
Because you don't know the answer.
Wait, give me a minute. It'll come to me.
I can't give you a whole minute. I'll give you some little more time.
2014 Rookie of the Year.
Keep saying it. You'll probably get it. You know who it is? So I know you ready. Let's see if Charlie gets it wrong. If you get it right, then you get to steal the point. Guys are all striking out here. You got to give me an answer, Charlie.
2014 Rookie of the Year.
Time's ticking, Charlie. We got a draft to do. You got to give me an answer.
I can't think of it right now.
You give up?
Yeah.
You want to take a stab at it?
Mr. Jacob DeGrom.
Jacob DeGrom. That is correct.
I only know that because I want him to be a Yankee by next week.
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
I know
don't
it's
think.
not. You guys would never
It's
trade
not.
him to us.
No way.
It's not. It would be. It would be. Listen, it'd be beneficial
That
to you.
would be a World Series real push.
Oh
for us, man.
yeah,
That would, like,
beneficial to the both of us. Did they win
And I
today?
can't see them trading him.
I mean,
to
we're
the
not gonna give you
Yankees.
guys scrubs,
Yeah.
but I mean, you guys gonna get like 5 really nice prospects.
All right, so Jeff.
But-
So before they were the New York Yankees, they were the New York Highlanders. What team were they before that?
I don't know. They weren't the Giants, right? That was,
No.
I don't know. I think baseball was pretty much irrelevant back then.
Baseball is very.
You want to steal it?
You want to try to steal it? Do you know the answer?
No.
All right. So, baseball was very relevant back then. Before they were the New York Highlanders, they were the Baltimore Orioles.
What?
Yeah, that's actually something I learned in high school. Actually, shout out to St. John's Prep. Oh, and one more shout out I just want to give out today. Interrupt the show real quick. I do want to shout out also my boy Tank, who also did post over on Instagram for us. Once again, he's not a fantasy football guy, but he's my friend, my boy, and he likes the show. He actually says, "Yo, I actually like the show. It's actually pretty cool. I'm listening to it. I hear Party People a bunch of times." He goes,
Party people.
he said he wants to call up and talk Bulldogs with us because he's a big Bulldog guy. All right, so Charlie, let's give you another good question. All right, so the Mets went 8,019 games before their first no-hitter. That's the most by any Major League Baseball team. Who was the pitcher that recorded the no-hitter for the Mets?
Santana. You're on Santana.
Santana. Johan Santana, correct. Charlie's now it's 3-2 with Jeff. All right, so Jeff, let's ask you another one. When was Yankee Stadium's first World Series game played?
2009.
Played?
It's a new stadium.
No, not this new stadium. The first ever for the Yankees. We'll go again.
Oh, the first ever.
I guess I'll rephrase that because he's not
19
wrong in a sense.
Yeah, 1923.
Wow.
Jesus Christ, that was awesome. I'm glad you got that. Good job, man. Good job. All right, so we'll ask. Get another one in there. All right, so
What's the score?
Jeff's winning 4-2.
All right.
All right, so Charlie, what was the year that the All-Star game took place in Citi Field?
All right, so it opened.
Man, he's doing math, ladies and gentlemen.
2011.
Steerike!
You want to steal it?
Pretty sure it was like 13 or 14.
Nah, he got it. 2013. Thank you, my man. All right, so last questions for the both of yous. Let's see here. We're not for the both of you. We'll give you one more question, though. What college did Lou Gehrig attend? He's going to be like, he's
Nassau Community College?
I'm not even gonna put
John
this
Jay.
straight. He attended Columbia, man. And all right, Charlie, let's ask you one more because you already lost this, but we'll ask you one more. This Mets pitcher was a former National League All-Star and also used to be the manager for the minor league team, the Las Vegas 51s.
Where are you getting these questions?
Listen, I looked this one up personally, and I went deep into finding this one.
Run the question back?
This Mets pitcher was a former National League All-Star and was also the manager for the minor league team, Las Vegas 51s.
Tom Seaver.
No, good guess, though. You want to take a real quick?
Mets All-Star. There's not that many, so I got to...
I'm going to give you guys one hint.
Pitcher?
He's a pitcher.
Nolan Ryan.
No, I'll give you guys a hint. He's not related to me.
Oh,
Frank Viola.
Jinx.
It was Frank Viola. Yeah, for party people, for those of you who don't know out there, I know I always say Flexitless. That's what everybody always calls me. My wife always calls me Flex. But my real name is Matthew Viola. I know some people are going to be shocked that I said my real name out there. I don't mind people calling me my real name. Did you even know that before? Wait, you knew that for a while, right? Before my wedding?
For a while, yeah. Before your wedding.
Okay, before my wedding. I wasn't sure because a lot of people don't know my real name.
There was one day where someone was like, "Yo, Matt," and I was like, "Who's Matt?"
Yeah, no, yeah. People get a little confused and shocked over there. All right, so congratulations to Jeff. I didn't have the
Congratulations.
Wait, do I have a sound of applause here? I have an applause one.
Thank you, thank you.
I have an applause one sound up. Sorry. Oh wait, here it is. There you go. Right here. Justice for the Yankees. Justice for the Yankees. It's all right. We'll have you back another time. We'll do another
A
round.
little
of
rigged,
questions.
but all right.
Listen, he got his questions right, and he stole one from you. Anyhow, all right. So, party people, now moving on. If you guys get set up ready for the draft, once again, I did not set up a drop for the draft, but we're going to do a draft. And I just want everybody to know out there, too. So, when we're doing the draft, and as we do most of our leagues all the time, it's full PPR, so full point per reception, and 12 teams leagues. That's how we rank our players. That's how we talk about our ADPs. That's how we adjust everything, and that's how we're doing our draft right now. So, Jeff, you will be Charlie, you will be drafting because we picked the numbers. We had Siri just pick our numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, the video should be out this weekend where I give everybody a pretty cool way of how to pick your draft orders. But, Charlie, you got the first pick. I got the 5th pick. And, Jeff, our guest for today, you got the 9th pick. Boom, cups, Jeff. Yeah, and Charlie Chase. So we're going to go and start the draft right now. Let me just start this up.
My first draft of the year.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I'm excited about this.
We're on the clock.
This is like my 50th.
Your 50th mock draft.
I do them all the time, man.
Todd Gurley's ranked number 1 overall.
Well, in this one, just yes.
Yeah, actually, it changed this week.
Yeah,
I think it was because of Bell's contract situation.
Yeah, some people dropped or some people haven't.
And Gurley just signed the extension.
Yeah,
Gurley signed the
extension.
extension.
He reset the
4-year
running back
extension.
market. It's going to be interesting, like with all the free agents coming up.
You see, Saquon Barkley's fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Great
Crazy.
for us. All right, so Charlie, you got the first pick. Let's go on. So we're here in the first round. So I think it's pretty obvious who you're taking. You said this before. This is who you would take first round, right?
Saquon Barkley?
No, first pick. Who would you take?
Hell
I
no.
know who he's picking, especially if he's a Cowboy fan.
Well, he mentioned it in the show last time. Who to take
Let's
number 1?
go.
All right, so then
Zeke Elliott off the board.
So Charlie takes Zeke Elliott, and then no surprise goes Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell, and David Johnson. And I'm up right now with this pick, and I can't turn this guy away. I'm gonna have to
Pick
take
is
this
made
guy.
for you.
Pick is I'm gonna make the it's gonna have to be when you go to the 5th, the top 5 guys. Pick is kind of made for you. I am taking Antonio Brown. Then goes Saquon Barkley. Then Melvin Gordon, Alvin Kamara, and now Jeff. You are now on the clock with the 9th pick.
Man.
So now it's up to you. And the 9th pick, I like having it towards the end of the draft here.
This is where it starts to get interesting, like the second half of the first round.
Yeah, there's a lot of options there you can still take. So I mean,
DeAndre Hopkins got what's his name? Deshaun Watson, right?
yeah, he's got to be like the next guy up after all this.
I think my man's coming back with a vengeance.
Who? Taking
OBJ,
Odell. Look at
wow.
him taking Odell Beckham Jr. going as a true Giants fan that he is. So Jeff took Odell Beckham Jr. And if you guys watching on YouTube, I will put the picks up on the YouTube channel. So please go to YouTube and type in Better Fantasy Bureau. You could go check us out up on there to see about the picks we made. I will post a picture also the entire draft board up on our Instagram, which is at BFB Podcast, and we'll post one on the Twitter as well, which is at Podcast BFB. So to finish out the first round, the first five, you know who went and all the guys. So then Jeff picked Odell at the 9th pick, then went DeAndre Hopkins, Dalvin Cook, and Kareem Hunt. At the start of the second round, we go Leonard Fournette, Keenan Allen, Julio Jones, Devontae Freeman, AJ Green, Michael Thomas, and Christian McCaffrey. So now it's back to me here. So here I got a couple of options what I'm looking for. And what I'm not strong on the options, what I like here is running back. That's one thing I don't like about the first half is I'm not too crazy about that early wraparound. That's why I rather have anywhere between 6th to 9th pick personally. But over here, I still got some plenty good options. If you want to go Gronk, go. I'm not too crazy about taking the tight end that early.
Absolutely not.
I'm not, but some
stay on the
people do. Yeah, he can't stay on the
he's
field.
going right at the end of the second round, so he's still on the board.
Yeah, he's still like right there where he's supposed to be, but I'm not looking to take him there, and I'm not going to take him there. And Jerick McKinnon is the next ranked running back, and I already mentioned him as I did in our first episode about buying beware about buying him, and he's way too high for me. One player that I am going to take here, so it looks like I'm going to stack up on wide receiver heavy, and I'm going to take Devontae Adams because I feel like he is still going to have a solid top 10 year. And he's the guy to take. And speaking about Gronk, we said way too early, he went right after that next.
So
Gronk,
Devontae Adams, Gronk, Evans, and McKinnon. And now it's back up to me.
And 2 picks going to Charlie right now.
All right.
Back to back, huh?
So this is exactly why I love this pick.
The first overall pick?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not crazy about this spot. Personally, I'm not.
All right. So I'm going to go and plant my flag with my guy. If you've been listening to the podcast, you know that I'm really big on this guy. So, Joe Mixon.
Go ahead, take him. Take him that early. Go ahead. Spend your money. Expensive money.
Listen, projected for 300 opportunities this year. So, with my second RB, I'll take that all day.
Go ahead.
So, first pick of the third round, we're gonna go with Doug Baldwin.
And that's going to be your wide receiver 1.
Yes.
All right. It's not bad. And then, so like I said, I'm not crazy about that whole wraparound, especially in the second round for me. I like those guys. I like Mike Evans. I like Devontae Adams, but I'm more comfortable at the end of it. Like the other guys I mentioned, the early part of the second round that I mentioned, like AJ Green, Julio Jones, Devontae Freeman, like those I'm way more comfortable getting. That's why I like the end of the second half.
First round?
Yeah, I like the second half of the first round pick. But still, so it's back to me. So then after Charlie picks Doug Baldwin with the first pick in the third round, it goes to LaShawn McCoy, then Adam Thielen. Huge on Adam Thielen this year. Jordan Howard, which I'm not big on. And then it's back to me. So once again, this is where I'm looking at. I have a couple of good wide receivers. T.Y. Hilton is going to be a stud if Andrew Luck plays, which he was announced to play in the preseason.
Yeah.
Not preseason, excuse me, for the training camp. He's announced to report to training camp. And training camp started today. And 22 teams started today in training camp.
So what, looking back on, the first 2 rounds and a half, like what stuck out to you? Like, is anyone going, are you surprised that anyone went later? Is anyone being undervalued?
I mean, to me, even though you took him, Joe Mixon, like, I don't know, like that guy, like he hasn't proved anything. I don't think I'm spending a second round pick on that guy.
Yeah, well, he's going, an ADP of 301, so he's going at the end of the second round and the beginning of the third round in pretty much every draft.
Right.
I mean, I've been since the first podcast. I'm really big on him this year. So he's gonna get 300 opportunities this year, and that's really all you could project is how many times he's gonna get the ball. So from my RB2 to
he
get
catches a lot of balls too. He's like that kind of guy.
Well, he's projected for about 50 targets this year. So combine that with 240 rushing attempts projected. That's really all you could ask for your RB2. So.
Or you could ask for somebody who's not Joe Mixon in the second round. Also, it's in general. But right here, what's interesting is because like right here, I'm looking at the next best player according to SleeperBot, which we are drafting on, is T.Y. Hilton, Josh Gordon, and Larry Fitzgerald, which are the 3 wide receivers that I love at this point. I love these guys at this point. I really do. But like I said, I'm not too crazy myself personally with the first half of the round of pick because I feel like I need more of a running back. I don't have to take a running back here. I really don't. I could just, but I feel like I need one just to fill out. And the next running back available is my guy, Darius Geis. Now, the only reason I would possibly take him here is because I know for a fact he's not going to come back around to me in the 4th round.
And see, that's the thing. Like, you think that Joe Mixon is a reach where I took him. I think that Geis is a reach.
Well, I think Joe Mixon is a reach anywhere in the 2nd round.
No
anywhere in the 2nd or 3rd round.
He's not a reach at the end of the 2nd round.
I do, because I don't think he's going to live up to where his ADP is. I know his ADP is around there, but I don't think he's going to live up to
your
that.
Opinion. Right.
No, of course, my opinion.
Right.
So around here, I'm looking at a couple of guys, and I'm going to take a gamble, and I'm going to take a big gamble here, and I'm going to show people that you can still draft pretty well, even though you don't have a lot of running backs, and I'm going to go with that for this show, and I'm going to take my man, T.Y. Hilton. And I think Abdul's going to play, and that's going to be a top 10 wide receiver if he does with T.Y. Hilton. Jeff, you are now up on the clock.
I was about to take Travis Kelce, man.
He went right before you, right after my pick of T.Y. Hilton in the 6th pick in the 3rd round.
There's a couple of receivers I would have took ahead of T.Y.
Of course, yeah. I would take Larry Fitzgerald above, and I would probably take Josh Gordon above. But I'm a big fan of T.Y. Hilton. I've always have been every year. And I just feel that Andrew Luck's going to play, so that's going to make him a solid wide receiver. So Stephon Diggs, Derrick Henry, and Travis Kelce went right after my pick. And now Jeff is up on the clock with his 9th pick in the 3rd round. And he's looking down at a couple of guys right now. You still got a good amount of wide receivers here to pair up with Odell. You got a stud, number 1 with Odell. You got a good amount of wide receivers that you could definitely pair up with him. Depends on who you like.
Yeah.
I mean, who are you looking at right now? Who's like coming out to you?
I can't trust Josh Gordon just yet. That's why it's like you take him, and that's.
You heard the news about him, too? They said that he's not reporting to training camp.
Yeah.
And they don't know when he's going to come back, but it has nothing to do with any legal trouble.
It was voluntary.
It was a voluntary thing for him to make sure that he's like in a good mental state to further his career and his talents. So it wasn't like any like big.
I mean, look,
trouble.
it's a gamble, but it's a gamble that could pay off hugely.
Same thing with T.Y. Hilton, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
I'm gonna go with the speedster, my man Tyreek Hill.
He went with Tyreek Hill. Interesting choice. Tyreek Hill over Larry
First
Fitzgerald.
QB off the board.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Rodgers is gone.
Yeah. So then
I was thinking about taking Rodgers there too.
Still too early.
Too early for a quarterback.
But
I'm waiting.
That's why I
on
didn't.
QB.
This guy's gonna put up equal points.
But Aaron Rodgers is definitely gonna keep going there. So you're back on the clock now to wrap the round. So after Jeff made his pick with the 9th pick in the 3rd round, then we had
running back, wide receiver.
Then Josh Gordon went after, then Aaron Rodgers, and then of course my man closes out the 3rd round, Darius Geis, who I knew I wasn't gonna get, but I wanted to show people you can still have a decent draft even if you don't go running back heavy. Then Larry Fitzgerald went, then Rashad Penny went, then Allen Robinson. And now it's back to you with your 4th round pick.
It's tough though.
Well, you got a couple of guys you're looking at here. I mean, there's still a good number of of mid-level tiered wide receivers running back.
So it's like,
yeah, but you're still right here is kind of maybe you're looking at like your flex
who's
player.
the quarterback in Denver?
And Case Keenum.
Case Keenum?
Yeah. Demarius Thomas I like a lot this year.
That's what I'm
And then he went with Demarius Thomas, and he paired him up. And then there goes my guy who I was hoping would fall to me, which would be Alex Collins. I was hoping he would fall to me.
I was hoping Cooper was going to fall, but...
Cooper, that was kind of tough. Long stretch around from the fall.
Yeah.
So
I like Cooper this year, man.
So you also went kind of running back heavy so far, Jeff, as you have Odell, Tyreek Hill, and Demarius Thomas. So you're also going kind of wide receiver heavy, excuse me, because your running back is Devontae
PPR
Freeman.
league, I mean, you get those 100 receptions. That's solid.
I'm huge on Demarius. I think Demarius Thomas has ever bounced back. Demarius Thomas of old, kind of this year coming back. Now I got to pick. I feel here now wide receiver. Once again, maybe I don't have to, but I feel like I should because I am dangerously stacked right now wide receiver. I have a dangerous stack with Antonio Brown, Devontae Adams, and T.Y. Hilton, but an Andrew Luck type T.Y. Hilton. That is a dangerous amount to have right now at the wide receivers. So then what I'm going to go with right here, who I feel would be the best running back to pick in this 4th round, who's still maybe a little iffy, but it's a strong offensive line. He is the lead back, and I think he's going to have a pretty solid year. Jay Ajayi.
That's a good pick right there.
I think that's a solid pick to start off as my lead running back. I think he's going to be a solid RB2. Jay Ajayi. That's what I see from him. I don't think RB1 numbers, but it's possible for him to put RB1 numbers with a good offensive line that he has like that. LeGarrette Blount's gone, so I think that he'll be more of the goal line guy still, and he could show that he still could do it. So then after Jay Ajayi goes Golden Tate, Brandon Cooks, and then Juju Smith-Schuster, who I think is going way too high. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah,
Juju's too high for you?
Yeah, too high.
Too high. All
No,
right.
he's going to be the second wide receiver in that offense. He's going to get 100 targets.
Oh yeah. No. I think he's gonna be fine. I just don't like to pay that much for him. I'd rather pay like a 5th round pick for him instead of a 4th round pick for him. But
Right,
that's
but
all.
if you look at the wide receivers that are left, I mean, Jeffries, Landry, Hogan.
No, he's in.
I have
he's,
no problem taking Juju right there.
I do a little bit, not like I'm feared, but now it's again with you to close out the 4th round for us, Charlie, and you got your back-to-back picks.
All right. So I'm going to take a guy that, I've been high on this podcast. You guys have heard the other pods. Chris Hogan.
Taking Chris Hogan here.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Amendola's not there no more, right?
Yeah, well,
No,
he's
Amendola's
gone
in
for
Miami.
the first 4 games.
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Edelman is
Edelman
gone.
is on.
That's not my fault.
Amendola's in L.A.
Amendola's in Miami.
Oh.
Yeah, Miami, that's what I thought.
Okay.
I just said that.
All right. And then
And then now with your first pick. So they close out the 4th round. Charlie took Chris Hogan.
yes.
And then now we're going on with
So
right.
the first pick of the 5th round, again, I think I'm reaching here, but I would want him at this point, and that's going to be Mark Ingram.
Yeah, I think that's reaching there too, buddy. But
He's-
it's what
he's
you
going
want.
exactly where he's going at the beginning of the 5th round.
Once again, people take who you feel, who you want that you should take. Not for nothing. I mean, it's fine, but you kind of balanced out in a sense. You're still missing a flex player there for 4 weeks at least, Charlie. You got Ezekiel Elliott, Joe Mixon, Doug Baldwin, and Chris Hogan, and Mark Ingram would be your flex player when he returns. So after that went Deshaun Watson, then Alshon Jeffries, and then Kenyon Drake. So then it's back up to me right now with this 5th round pick. Now I am stacked with wide receivers, and I have a pretty solid running back with Jay Ajayi. So what I'm going to do here is I got Sony Michel, who they're really going to use a lot in New England. They're really going to use him as they spent the 1st round pick with him. And I could take a bit of a gamble with Royce Freeman because Royce Freeman looks to be the starter. I don't think he's going to be the starter over Devontae Booker. Right now, the depth chart's Devontae Booker's ahead of him, but I don't think it's going to last that way. So I could take Royce Freeman. Lamar Miller, don't really want no part of. Ronald Jones is also there. He's the other starter there. And I am going to go, and I'm going to take, and I think that he's nowhere near as good as Sony Michel, but I am going to take here Ronald Jones because I feel like his job is more secure in Tampa Bay. Even though, should I take him? Because of that bad offensive line, though. That bad offensive line. You know what? I'm going to take Royce Freeman. Talking about these guys, I'm going with Royce Freeman because I feel like that he's going to be the better back of the two.
Ooh, this is the guy I was looking for.
Freeman
right
as your
Who are you looking
RB2?
for?
I don't know.
This guy, he's got to do it. He's got to have a good year.
Yeah, see, I totally disagree.
He's got
but you
Aaron
gotta take
Rodgers
Jimmy
throwing him the
Graham.
rock.
If you listen to my last episode, you'll see like the stats I gave out that Aaron Rodgers tight ends on average end as tight end 22.
Yeah. Flex hates Jimmy Graham.
I don't
Apparently
hate Jimmy
he
Graham.
did
I
something
just-
to him.
You
I don't-
think
I
he's
don't-
good in that system. You don't think Aaron Rodgers is looking for him?
Aaron Rodgers only had one tight end in the top 10 in his entire
Yeah.
career. One.
My argument is that Jimmy Graham is not your prototypical tight end. Like he lines
Yeah.
up
He
wide,
is a tight end
Like
nonetheless.
if Aaron Rodgers had a
They
Gronk,
use him as
he'd
a
be-
receiver though.
Nah. I still see him outside of tight end. Listen, most people don't agree with me. We're going to see towards the
Yeah.
end of the year. So then after,
Did you see our IG post on that?
I saw
Nobody agreed.
what you posted. I know, no, that's fine. That's fine. We're gonna wait till he's outside the top 10, and then everybody's like, "Flex, I'm sorry." So
Yeah.
then,
no, you're wrong on that one, Flex.
so Jeff, you took Jimmy Graham. Then after that goes Jarvis Landry, Greg Olsen, and Deion Lewis, who I feel is going to be the best back out of Tennessee Titans. I really do. I just think he's a way more talented back than Derrick Henry. They're going to split a lot, but I feel that Deion Lewis is going to show to be the more productive back on the field and in fantasy football. After Deion Lewis, our 3rd quarterback goes with Russell Wilson, then Michael Crabtree, and then our 4th quarterback in Tom Brady, and the pick goes back to Jeff. So here you're already pretty balanced out, except for that you're a little low on running backs. Only have one running back. You got 3 wide receivers, 1 good tight end,
Freeman.
and you got Devontae Freeman as your only running back.
Tariq Cohen.
So you're looking
Tariq
here.
Cohen had like some crazy games last year, right?
He had starting
Yeah.
off, and then he kind of fell off for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right here you're looking at
Nagy likes him though.
I can't go Tevin Coleman. I already have Devonta Freeman. Like that doesn't make sense.
I mean, last year some people played them both and still got production out of both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're both going to
It
produce,
wouldn't be the craziest thing.
No.
I've seen a lot of people play Ingram and Kamara last year.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'll go Miller.
Lamar Miller. I mean, you're going with more like safety there. I mean, of course, you really can't trust Lamar Miller, but at the end of the day,
There'll
it is
probably
a
be
starting
some
running back.
sleepers later I could probably grab.
Of course there is. There's going to be some safety there, so you're going to start running back. So then Corey Davis goes after, followed by Julian Edelman, and then Tariq Cohen. And then back to me with this pick, and I'm going to make this pick pretty easy for me. Actually, not easy for me. There's 2 guys I'm looking at. Kerryon Johnson and Marshawn Lynch is who the guys I'm looking here right now. And I think Marshawn's going to have a great year. And I think Kerryon Johnson is going to be that guy that's going to take over that backfield for Detroit. But what I'm going to go here, just to keep things moving along, to keep it going quicker, I'm going to take here Marshawn Lynch because I want to stack myself up a little bit more on running backs, and he's a starter, and I think in a John Gruden system, he's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after Marshawn Lynch goes Sammy Watkins, Tevin Coleman, then Marlon Mack, and then Charlie, it's up to you now.
I got a lot of research to do, man.
All right.
Yeah,
So
you
I don't know
the,
a lot of these guys I'm seeing on the board.
Listen to the show.
the end of the sixth
Listen to the
round.
show.
I can't believe I'm going to take a Giant, but I think it's just too much value here. Projected for 110 targets this year in that offense. Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram. I'm a little low on Evan Ingram. We'll get to that later on in the future in August when we start talking more about our we're going to talk about conferences, our NFC and AFC divisions. But I'm a little low on Evan Ingram this year as a fantasy player, not as a football player on the field in real life, but for fantasy wise, I'm a little low on him, to be honest with you.
Right.
And then Charlie goes with Evan Ingram to close out the 6th round. We're now into the 7th round. You got to keep things moving, guys.
All right, so 7th round here. All right, so quarterbacks, I mean, Carson Wentz is still on the board. Drew Brees is on the board. Cam Newton. I think it's still a little too early for quarterback.
Right? So who are you looking at, Charlie, instead of just looking at the screen? Why don't you tell the people what you're looking at? So people on YouTube can see you looking at the screen, but people can't hear you.
Will
Or you could
Fuller,
just ignore me.
Garcon, Sanders. I'm not really crazy about any of the wide receivers left either.
Oh, there's still plenty out there to pick.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean, you're in the 7th round right now. I mean,
Take
you got
your QB, man.
no, not yet. Way too early for that.
Is that right?
So I'm going to take the best wide receiver I think is left on the board because at this point you're drafting best player available. So I'm going to take Pierre Garcon.
All right, Pierre Garcon's great. I mean, for the wide receiver one inside of a Kyle Shanahan offense, it's really safe to take somebody there.
Garoppolo there? I'm on board.
Garoppolo, yeah, he's going there later on, though. So then after Pierre Garcon goes Kerryon Johnson, who I am very, very, very high on this year also, Carson Wentz, and then Will Fuller. Now it's right back to me. So now I'm pretty balanced out here. As you can see, when I said you don't have to take a running back really early, I got Antonio Brown, Devontae Adams, T.Y. Hilton, and then look at my running backs, Jay Ajayi, Royce Freeman, and Marshawn Lynch. Solid RB production from those guys. Not 15 points a game maybe, but you get solid production out of all of them. So then now here I'm looking at maybe going at a tight end. There's still a couple of tight ends I like a little bit later on that I think I could get on the wraparound, so I'm going to wait right there on that. And I'm probably going to go with somebody else who's going to give me a little bit more upside. So I'm going to go with my bench wide receiver. My first bench wide receiver that I'm going with that I think is going to have also another great year is between any of these three guys will be fine, which is Emmanuel Sanders, Jamison Crowder, and Randall Cobb. Any of those guys will give you great production, but I'm going with Emmanuel Sanders. It's between him and Randall Cobb for me. I think both of those guys are going to have great years. And at this round, at the 7th pick, I think they're going to both. Any of those guys are going to be within the top 20 also. So
Right. I mean, that's about right for them.
Yeah, so I thought Emmanuel Sanders, the first running back for the Green Bay Packers goes Jamal Williams, which I think is a little high, but then it goes Delaney
Yeah, it's
Walker.
definitely high. 7'6" is definitely high for Jamal Williams.
Yeah, then Jamison Crowder. And then right here comes Jeff, which, like I said, it still looks like you could still use a running back. You still got some solid running backs to still pick at this position, some, decent ones. Of course, you can't expect them to give you RB1 numbers, but you still got some solid
Hyde in
ones.
Cleveland. C. Anderson, Carolina. Who's that?
C. Anderson in Carolina? Where's C.J. Anderson?
C.J. Anderson.
Yeah. He was there last year in Denver, and now he's the running back 2 behind Christian McCaffrey in Carolina.
Can't do it. Ooh, am I going to be that guy? Do I take a kicker? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, take a kicker. Go ahead.
You're going to be that guy?
I'll get that boo.
Yeah, we'll put that on. But you got to pick somebody because we're running a little bit on
Yeah,
time.
let me do I'm going to go with Cobb.
Cobb's a great pick you
I
have
like
there.
Cobb.
Yeah, you're strong, very strong on wide receivers.
I like
That's your
Cobb.
first wide receiver. And then it's going to go back to you. And then after Cobb goes Kyle Rudolph, then Rex Burkhead, Chris Thompson to close out the 7th round. And right now here, the 8th round, Carlos Hyde, Isaiah Crowell, Duke Johnson.
Oh, did I just take the Jaguar?
You went early for it. But you go with what you
Defense
like.
in the 8th
You
round.
go with what you like. If you
All right.
wanted the Jaguars there, you take the Jaguars.
When we do our live fantasy draft, we have like penalties for like whoever takes the first kicker, whoever takes the first,
Really?
defense. Yeah.
Really?
And then I'll pick because I'm the commissioner of my league.
Uh-huh.
So I'll pick like 4 like random players that I know are gonna get picked.
Uh-huh.
And then the person that takes that guy, like I'll pick like a Tom Brady.
Okay.
Whatever. There's like penalties, and
What penalties?
you gotta shotgun a beer, take
Oh,
3
you gotta do
shots
something.
of
All right.
Fireball back to back. Like,
That's pretty cool. That's interesting. There's things that make your draft day better. So after the Jacksonville Jaguars defense goes 3 quarterbacks heavy: Drew Brees, Cam Newton, and Chris Carson. So then over here, like I said, I had a couple of tight ends that are going to fall to me. Now, I'm a big fan of Trey Burton, and I would love to take Trey Burton here, but I'm going to take this guy just because I figured this out that out of the last 9 years, out of 7 of those last 9 years, Alex Smith has supported a tight end 1. So I'm going to – Trey Burton is definitely the safer pick here, but I'm just going to go just a little bit riskier here, and I'm going to go Jordan Reed. Yeah. And I'm taking Jordan Reed as my tight end there.
He's got to stay on the field, though.
Yeah, the only thing is when you take Jordan Reed, I feel like you have to draft a backup tight end. You really don't have to. You could probably find one off waiters, but I'd rather draft a backup tight end later on.
Wow, and Garoppolo went right after him.
Jimmy Garoppolo, Devin Funchess.
I was hoping he was going to make it to the end of the round.
And C.J. Anderson. Now, Charlie, you're pretty balanced out here. You got 3 wide receivers, 3 running backs, and you got your tight end. So everything's looking pretty balanced for you. Yeah, so now we're going on to the 9th round as we still got a couple of, still got to finish this out quickly.
Yeah, I'm going to take the best quarterback left on the board.
Okay.
Matthew Stafford.
That's a great pick that you could have. There's still a lot of quarterbacks I feel that are out there.
Yeah.
Now going to, so now your second pick now for this round. So you end out the round with Matthew Stafford.
All right, so best player available, Matthew Stafford. And I think to get this guy at the top of the 10th round, he's a wide receiver 1 in the offense.
We're in the 9th round.
We're in the beginning of the 10th round.
9th round.
9th round. Sorry.
Telling me.
All right, so I'm going to go with Allen Hurns.
He's going to go with Allen Hurns. Okay. There's your guy that you wanted to go with, Allen Hurns. All right, so he goes with Allen Hurns, and so then Allen Hurns, and after Allen Hurns, Devontae Parker, and then Trey Burton, who I feel is the safe choice to go to. You got a little problem there. Close it out, and then open it back up. So then Trey Burton, and then Aaron Jones goes, and then it's up to me right now. And like you said, best wide receiver available, running quarterback available you had. Once again, just for the purposes of showing the people on the show, I'm going to take this quarterback who is also probable, and I feel it's a little early to take him here. I think he's still going to make it to me. Because even if you're looking at every other team, besides Jeff, every other team here already has a running back coming up ahead of me. You're the only one that doesn't have one coming up ahead of me. So then after this, I'm going to take Andrew Luck. And I'm taking him.
Ooh, high upside this year.
Yeah, high upside, especially if he starts playing. Then goes Cooper Kupp, then goes Nick Chubb, and then Robbie Anderson. And then right back to Jeff, which something happened with your app over there. Just stopped on you for some reason, right?
Crazy.
That's all right, man. These things happen. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so as you see, as I told you, as you see with my draft, right, I went heavy on wide receivers to begin with. I didn't go heavy on the running backs like when people are so worried about and scared about, right? So I went Antonio Brown, Devontae Adams, T.Y. Hilton, Jay Ajayi, Royce Freeman, and Marshawn Lynch. And then I got Emmanuel Sanders on my bench. And I don't think it was with Jordan Reed I have to have a balance there. So, but, what do you feel about your team so far, Charlie?
I mean, I'm loving it. Zeke, Joe Mixon, Doug Baldwin, who's a WR1 in that offense. Chris Hogan, who I think is going to get a ton of targets. Mark Ingram, who I expect to put up RB2 numbers. And Evan Ingram, who I think is going to have a phenomenal year. Pierre Garçon, Matthew Stafford, and Allen Hurns, who is another wide receiver 1 in that offense. So I'm okay with that.
All right, so then, Jeff, I know you have a little bit of a technical difficulties going on. That's fine. Don't worry about it. But at least keep setting it up. See if you can try and set it up. But, I mean, it's not a bad pick that was made for you anyways. The pick that was made for you was Matt Ryan, which you still needed a quarterback.
That's exactly what I was going to go for.
So the computer knew.
It worked out.
Sleeper bot is good. Sleeper bot is good. It's just, it's what's happening. So then you went Matt Ryan. Then to close out the rest of the round, Ty Montgomery, Robert Woods, Jordy Nelson. And then the start of the round, the 10th round, Marquise Goodwin, George Kittle, and the Rams defense. And now let's see what the computer picks for you, Jeff. Chris Carson they gave you, which is the running back for the Seattle Seahawks, who I think right now is marked as a starter. He's marked as the starting running back right now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. So then the first Wookiee wide receiver that went in the NFL draft now goes I said Wookiee, didn't I?
Wookiee.
I'm sorry. I didn't bring any water in here with me. I wish I had some water in this boom cup because I'm thirsty. But DJ Moore goes right now, followed by Sterling Shepard and Corey Clement. Now it's back to me. Now this is where I'm telling you that I'm real balanced. And then now I'm looking at also best player available and who gives me the most kind of upside. So I have 3 running backs and 4 wide receivers. I like Calvin Ridley here. I think he's a good pick to take. But I feel like there's some more wide receivers I could probably get on the wraparound since I got kind of an early wraparound with the next pick. So I'm going to go here with a player that has a little bit of upside that could steal the starting job from Marlon Mack with a beefed up offensive line. I'm taking Nyheim Hines. I hope I said that name right. I'm not sure. But there goes Nyheim Hines.
That's a good pick there.
And then after that goes Ben Roethlisberger, Minnesota Vikings defense, and then Calvin Ridley, and then back to you, Charlie.
All right.
So let's make these last, this weekend right here. We got to think a little bit, but we don't got that much time left in the studio. So let's try to finish this up a little faster.
All right. So I'll take the best player available at this point. So Kelvin Benjamin.
Kelvin Benjamin. Okay, that's who you feel will be the best player available. I think he's a great pick because at the end of the day, he has to throw it to somebody, no?
Yeah. Josh Allen's got to throw it to someone. All right.
And then
We're
going
gonna
on.
go Nelson Aguilar.
Then Nelson Aguilar after that.
I was gonna grab.
And you did not because Charlie took him from you. Sneaky, sneaky cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
He took him from you, then followed by Jared Goff, Phillip Rivers, and Mike Williams. Now, once again, still here is where we're looking at. A lot of defenses went, and I could wait. Now, one defense I recommend to wait for because they're going pretty late and they're still going to put up great numbers is the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints, I feel, a great defense, and I wouldn't worry too much about defense because you can kind of stream them also during the season.
Yeah, you play matchups and stuff.
Yeah, so right now I'm looking at either Marquise Lee, who right now is the main wide receiver over there in Jacksonville, who, not for nothing, I think that's value right there as the number one wide receiver in Jacksonville right now. I really do. So I'm going to go. So I would have probably went with the Los Angeles Chargers defense there, but I'm going to go Marquise Lee. So then Doug Martin goes, Deontay Foreman, Pat Mahomes. Are you back in yet, Jeff, or no?
Halfway.
Well, keep it moving. We got to let the computer pick for you again for this one. Don't worry about it. You got Devontae Booker, who I feel, as later as he's going, if Royce Freeman happens to just bomb and do terrible, and
That
you
guy's
get this,
next man up, right?
he's right now is listed as a starter, but if he bombs Royce Freeman and then he just happens to be the next guy, then fantastic, that's perfect for you. All right, so to go to the rest of the round, Jack Doyle, Chargers defense, Cameron Meredith, and then to start off the 12th round, Philly Eagles defense, Kenny Stills and Geronimo Allison, who is another sneaky sleeper I feel for the Green Bay offense, could show some high upside. And who does the computer pick for you? Derek Carr. Oh, they gave you two quarterbacks they gave you.
That's good. That's trade bait, man. Somebody's going to go down.
Somebody might go.
Aaron Rodgers' collarbone gets cracked again. All of a sudden, somebody wants Derek Carr.
Matt Stafford gets hurt. You got to give him to Charlie.
I got trade bait right there.
All right, so then it comes back to me over here. So over here, like I said, I'm looking at defenses. There's still a few more which I feel could fall to me. But the thing is that nobody ahead of me has a defense except for one person. So worries about it not coming back to me. I'm going to take here. I like better than Broncos. I like better than Ravens is the New Orleans Saints. I'm taking the Saints defense coming up here. Then goes Martavius Bryant, Rashad Matthews, Baltimore Ravens defense. And then now it's up to you, Charlie. You're still waiting on a defense yourself.
I'm still waiting on a defense. I'm not really big on any of the ones that are left, so let's see here.
Keep trying. What are you looking at, Charlie? Once again, tell us what you're looking at instead of just staring at your screen.
All right. I'm going to go with the Broncos defense.
Broncos defense.
They're usually solid year in, year out.
Yeah.
And then you keep thinking to yourself, Charlie. Go ahead.
And then this is one of my sleepers, Kenny Galladay.
Kenny Galladay. Babytron is a nickname that he has.
Yeah.
He has the nickname Babytron. Tyler Eifert goes next, followed by Theo Riddick, and then LeGarrette Blount. Now it comes back to me. Now, once again, here, I'm already set up with everywhere I got to go. We only got 2 more rounds left after this. And here I could take my backup tight end because in case Jordan Reed gets hurt, but I'm not going to. So what I want to do here, though, because I do have Andrew Luck, and I would need a backup quarterback, I don't want to take it yet. So, because I feel like there's still a good number of quarterbacks that will come after. But you know what? I'm going to take them now because I feel like the next round I'll take a kicker, then I take my backup tight end. So right now I'm going to take my backup quarterback for Andrew Luck. Sorry, for Andrew Luck. And I'm going to take Alex Smith, who I think has great upside, and that's a great quarterback to start just in case Andrew Luck does not play. Yeah, because I have
Michael Gallup, 13-6. It's a good pick.
So
Marcus
the only thing I'm worried about when you take Andrew Luck and Jordan Reed, especially in the same team, you have to kind of back them up a little. I feel like you have to, just in case anything. So that leaves you a spot left with 2 less, but as it goes. And then Jeff goes on to you. So the computer picks for you Josh Doxson. Great upside there. That's a great pick they have. And the first kicker's off the board. So now somebody in your league will do a beer gun shot with Greg Zuerlein.
Dak at 14-1.
And we're going to finish this out. And you got Steven Gostkowski, which is one of the best kickers in the league.
I was going to go with the guy from the Ravens.
With the Ravens? Oh, okay. Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got taken before
He's good for those 50 yarders.
So now I'm going to go with a kicker here, and then I like this guy a lot. I'm going to take Chris Boswell from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then the last round coming up, Charlie, let's finish out this round.
This is where
All
you get
right,
those,
so I'm going
those
to take
sleepers.
Latavius Murray because Cook is coming off an injury. So
That's
I'll
a smart
take
pick.
that.
Yep.
And then I guess I do have to take a quick kicker, right? That'd be smart.
You don't have to.
I'll take the best kicker in the game at Dan Bailey.
With the best kicker available at the time. So then it comes back around. Now here is where now I like this tight end as a real sneaky play, and he's going in the last pick in a lot of rounds. I really like him a lot to pick, especially if you take Jordan Howard with Ricky Seals. We're almost done with this. Then the last pick right now for you, Jeff, is D.D. Westbrook, another great pick to have. All right. So once again, as you can see, teams are really balanced out. So we'll let you know just real quick, run by the team. So Charlie, you have Ezekiel Elliott, Joe Mixon, Doug Baldwin, Chris Hogan, Mark Ingram, Evan Ingram, and you got both Ingrams. Pierre Garçon, Matthew Stafford as your quarterback with Allen Hurns, Kelvin Benjamin. So on your bench, you have a lot of wide receivers.
Kelvin Benjamin, that's deep. That's a late pick. But
And then
like,
as
he
I
could be
showed you guys,
solid.
and as I showed you guys before, I didn't go running back heavy, but I still lethal with Antonio Brown, Devontae Adams, T.Y. Hilton. I got Jay Ajayi, Royce Freeman, and Marshawn Lynch. On my bench, I got Hines, Emmanuel Sanders. So I got a pretty solid play over there, what I feel. And then you're stacked on wide receivers: Odell, Hill, Thomas, and Devontae Freeman, Lamar Miller. So we're gonna start closing out here. So then, Mike, you can start playing the closeout music right now. We're going to start finishing it out. So, Jeff, how did it feel being on the show? I know we had to rush a little bit there, but we had a little bit more of
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. This is awesome,
technical difficulties on your part.
This was fun, man. Really fun.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming on.
Just to let you guys know, too, real quick. So, Jeff, this is your shirt, as you got the BFB shirt right here. This is for you. And
Another giant shirt we gave away.
Yeah. And we got a gift for you, too, because last week, as we did have,
Sick.
we had a kid, our friend Ferg, who's expecting the baby. And then, once again, you're expecting the baby. So we have another baby onesie, which says Lee Champion for you and the upcoming baby.
Go, bro. Thank you.
Do you know yet if it's a boy or girl? You don't want to say? Or
We don't know. We're not going to find out till November 10th.
Well, it's in a gold color, so right there you got a little baby onesie for you and Steph.
Neutral. Appreciate that, bro.
No, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for coming to the show. So once again, this is our first mock draft. We got another show coming up in next month.
I like my team.
Charlie, so you can say goodbye to the party people.
All right, Bureau. Next time.
All right, peace, party people.